Sheffield United once knocking the door of Premier League glory, now another failed push. No promotion, no redemption. But that will end today. I'm taking the Blades on a 10-year football manager journey, and it's not just about getting back to the Premier League. No, bigger than that. We're talking titles, Champions Leagues, FA Cups, Carabao Cups, a clean sweep of English and European football. Today, we rebuild a legacy. Brick by brick, step by step. This save is going to be brutal. Ruthless finances, star signings, and constant pressure to deliver. And zero room for error. If you're interested in a full story with high stakes, heartbreak and glory, this is it. Sheffield United, I'm here to save you. So then guys, welcome back. A 10-year project at Sheffield United, and one that I can really get behind. Now today, we are going to try and win as many trophies as possible, all while using another non-meta tactic from the main channel, customly made for this rebuild. If you do enjoy, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing, completely free, and helps me out more than you could ever imagine. Now when it comes down to this club in the game, we're talking a 3-star reputation, 3-star training facilities and youth facilities, 2.5-star youth recruitment, the finances are okay, and the owners absolutely love the club. Now, they were close last year, but close is not good enough under my eyes. We are here today to get promoted to the Premier League ASAP, preferably in the first season, maximum 2 seasons, because otherwise I'm going to feel like I failed you guys a little bit. I'm going to be honest. Now, media prediction is 4th place, which obviously is fine for the playoffs, but in a dream situation, I will go up via automatic promotion. If we get into the playoffs, it gets a little bit ropey. You know what I mean? It does get a little bit ropey. Now, as a club, they have won 1 Premier League, 4 FA Cups, 1 Sky Bet Championship, 1 Sky Bet League 1, and 1 Sky Bet League 2. So they have won a fair few trophies. The big one there is adding another Championship, another Premier League, as many FA Cups, Carabao Cups, but they've not won a European trophy. So to start with, I would take a Europa League, even a Conference League, but the main one that I'm after is the big UCL, which is not going to come very easy at all. Now, money-wise back home, if you are playing, you're going to have 500k. For me, I don't really spend in the first season. I do say that in every video because obviously there's new viewers all the time. They might wonder, Josh, why are you not spending money? Are you crazy? I'm not crazy. Just like to keep it a bit realistic. Now, debts and loans, 42 million in the net debt, and the transfer debt sits at 7.2 million. Now, we are playing on the most up-to-date database at present time of recording. So, in terms of players going out and coming in, you can see here some players. This is obviously, I believe, potentially from last season or the start of this season that's now coming. Not too much action coming in. We've got a player coming in on loan in Tyler Bindon, which I can take or leave, to be honest. I guess it gives us another centre-back. He doesn't look exactly that good, to be fair. Vinicius Souza from Wolfsburg is a player we actually did sell for a total of £10 million, and also £1.7 million here coming in for Koulibaly. So, to be fair, that is quite a bit of money coming back into the club, so maybe that transfer debt could have actually been a little bit more. Now, in the first season, we are playing in 3 competitions, the Championship, the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup. Now, I want to win these trophies. I've been incredibly vocal from minute 1 of this video that I want to lift these 2 trophies, but they are not a priority in the first season or until we really get to the Premier League. And even then, the main thing in the Premier League is to stay up in the first couple of seasons. For the Championship, we know we're predicted 4th. There are some good teams in this. Again, new database, Ipswich are back down, so a real tough team. Southampton are in it. Norwich could always be an issue. There's some really strong teams in this division, so this is not going to be a one-horse race. This will be tough, it will be hard, but hopefully we can get the job done. And to do it, cue a 4-2-4. Now, it's a bit different from a meta 4-2-4 because, for example, we're whipping the ball in. We're thumping the ball in. Now, I don't even know if we can play this way in the Premier League and actually stay up. But we're whipping balls in, literally, and hitting early crosses. And we're going a little bit more direct, to be honest, while deploying that standard line and just completely full sending it. I've allowed this tactic to be a little bit unique. You know, we've got a stopper, we've got a cover option, we've got some good players in the team as well. And I will say at any part of this video, you want to get all of these perks That does include all the rebuild files, all of my tactics, not just from the rebuilds, but also my main channel, and all of these perks as well. Make sure you go and check out the Patreon this month, because there's 30% off. So if you ever thought, you know what, I want to join, but I don't know if it's the right time. It is now. 30% off, and you've still got time to enter the £1,000 PayPal giveaway. So make sure you are getting stuck in. No, it's not an FM reference. It just sounds cool every time. Now, let's talk about some of the players in this team, starting from striker to goalkeeper. I do not hate what I've got up front. I don't hate it. So on the left-hand side, we are going to have Tyrese Campbell. Is he a Premier League standard striker? I don't really think so, to be honest with you. But for the Championship, this guy, I'm expecting a minimum 15 goals. He's got the pace, he's got the finishing, he's got the composure. I'm not going to say I won't keep him as a substitute for the Premier League, but I don't think this guy's going to be good enough to bag that many goals in the Prem, if we're being honest, man-to-man. But for the Championship, I'm sure he's going to do fine. Next to him is going to be a very interesting player in Tom Cannon, former Everton and Preston man. Again, very good for the Championship. We are sort of blessed with strikers, I'll be honest with you. These two strikers between them, I think, can be a key part of why, hopefully, we get promoted. The wide players on the left-hand side, we are going to have Harrison Burrows, a little bit slow for a wide player, but considering the whole whip the ball in meta, well, not meta, but approach we're doing, 15 crossing is the reason he gets into the team, because that guy can cross a ball. On the right-hand side, we are going to have Callum O'Hare, O'Hare, I think I've said that right. Again, this player offers something different because he doesn't have the crossing, but is a bit more physically better. So, although his crossing's nowhere near as good, this could be a player that eventually we might look to actually sort of cut in, and instead of lumping the ball in, be a bit more methodical and work the ball into the box. The DMs, we've got a player that we're probably quite familiar with, former Everton man Tom Davies. He actually joined the club, well, pretty much this start of this season, so going to be quite interesting. He offers a decent passing range for the Championship, great stamina, great work rate, which is obviously a very, very key thing to have across 46 games in a season. Good bravery, good concentration, just a good all-rounded well player who is currently wanted by Southampton already. And to partner him, we are going to have Hammer, who hopefully will hammer us to a Championship title. I've got to stop making jokes. I apologise, but jokes aside, he looks pretty good. The back line, I can take or leave. I mean, the left back I do actually quite like. He's got a bit of pace about him. He can put a ball in. The aggression's there. He's 26. Maybe could survive a season in the Premier League. The centre backs, this guy I've used quite a fair bit before. In Anel, he's actually quite good. His weakness is just his physical side. He's really, really sluggish. But hopefully the man next to him has got a little bit of pace. We're cooked. He has not got a bit of pace. So we've got quite a slow back line, to be honest. The right back also is not exactly lightning quick. So quite a good job we're not playing with a higher line, because we would get exploited for absolute fun. An area that we are very strong in is the goalkeeper. Premier League quality, we'll take that. Played for Atletico Madrid, played for some big teams, and is now going to be hopefully the main reason, or one of the main reasons, we gain promotion back to the Premier League. So let's get into Season 1. I feel a lot of pressure on my shoulders because I've hyped up a lot of this team, and I know what tactic I'm playing, and yeah, it's nowhere near the meta, let me tell you that. I don't know what to predict. Right then, over to the Championship, and we're not going to be in there based off goal difference. We could have went into the playoffs anyway, but we are going to go up with Leicester as Wrexham, Preston and Portsmouth all go down to Sky Bet League 1. This is absolutely incredible scenes. Now, we have got to thank Tyrese Campbell here, because he has played a big part with 41 goals in the Championship, and maybe, just maybe, he has proven to me he deserves a chance in the Premier League. Just maybe he has proved that. Now, Harrison Burrows and also Gustavo Hammer have played a big part. Hammer did hammer us into the Premier League, and it has been a really good season. Now, it didn't come without its flaws, because we actually lose quite a lot of games compared to the teams around us. We lose 12 games, and that does include, you know, a couple of thumpings in there as well. But we've stayed consistent for majority of the season. We got the job done, and I mean, as a team, where we really are going to come out and thrive is the goals being scored. Everything else, we clearly were quite beatable on. But as a general perspective, we were really, really strong. We got the job done. Leicester on their day were obviously the better team. More points, they deserved their place back into the Premier League. And yeah, the other cups weren't too bad either. Semi-finals in the FA Cup, which is really, really strong. Even if we got past Arsenal, we would have played Liverpool, which, you know, would not have been an easy game. And as for the Carabao Cup, not as good, but I'm not too fussed because of the promotion. So for season 1, I'm ecstatic with that. Very happy with what I see. Can really go into the sort of, you know, next season with hopefully a bit of money to spend, which I'm dreading to see how much. I'm going to predict a budget, £70 million, bang. Oh, it's got to be more. 119 million, yeah? And the debt has been cleared. 119 million, we can go and spend some money. And I will go and spend some money. Now, I have been sort of made aware a few times in my videos now, and this proves I'll read the comments and take it on board, that when I show my signings, I'm doing it potentially in the wrong way. So whenever I sign a player, I show you in this format, and of course you can see down here what sort of cups he was playing in, and you can sort of tell how far we got in the cups just from it down here. So what we're going to do is when we go into the next season, we are actually going to show potentially all the results first, or at least the cups first, then the players that we brought in, because then it won't spoil it. Now, a lot of people didn't even notice this, but the people that did, firstly, thanks for noticing, and secondly, thanks for commenting, because it eliminated an error from my perspective that I will honestly forever be grateful for, because I want these videos to be as entertaining, as fun for you to watch. So genuinely, thank you to everyone. That little sweet message aside, this team cooked in the Championship. 12 and 26, 12 and 8. We've got 23 and 9. Campbell 46 and 11. Moore 10 and 5. A man that I didn't even talk about. He has been all around the English clubs. What a Welshman he is. And I tell you what, this team on paper would get cooked in the Premier League. I'll be honest with you. There's a certain amount of players in here that might be okay. For example, the centre-backs. I mean, I'm debating whether they'd actually do a job. I think they might need one upgraded centre-back. A bit of me feels like I'm criminal if I replace the goalkeeper, which I won't do. Campbell needs to stay in the team. And what's his value at, though? Let me just talk business. Oh, no. We're not selling him. We're not selling him. We're going to try and keep him. But we need to spend money. And in this regard, we are the best at scoring, the 9th best at conceding. Well, that back line needs money. The FA Cup was honestly not too bad, to be honest with you, because we do make it all the way to the quarterfinals, where sadly we get blitzed by Aston Villa, but it's not horrific. The stage I'm talking about is not too bad. Carabao Cup, we get knocked out by the team we just rebuilt in Ipswich Town in the 3rd round. So again, definitely not ideal, but I'm still... My attention's on the Premier League, okay? I'm not fussed about these competitions as long as we've stayed in the Premier League. But that we don't know yet. To actually show you the players that we did bring in to try and keep us in the Premier League, we had a lot of money. The first player is going to be an Ipswich Town man, well, a Chelsea man technically. That is going to be Liam Delap. He come in for 34 million. He scored 15 goals and picked up 7 assists. So based off that individual sort of stat line, he is cooked, to be honest with you, for the first season, for us anyway, in the Premier League. Relegation favourites, I think that's a very good return. And if you just look at him, he looks like an absolute beast. 15.5 million, we are going to pick up a first-time signing on this channel in David Jurasek, coming in from Besiktas. He done okay. I'm actually quite good. 1 goal, 6 assists. He's never touched foot in England before, so it's a very unique, unorthodox signing, but I just looked at some of his attributes, and he's just really well balanced, you know. 15 crossing, quite good on the ball, a good first touch, good passing, good tackling, good stamina, good pace, good acceleration, good work rate. He's a bit on the older side in 26, but for a player of that value and under 40k a week, I think it's a quite smart signing. 2.3 million, we pick up Issa Kabore coming in from Manchester City. He done pretty well as well, to be honest. 2 goals, 0 assists, but does pick up that 1 player of the match, you know. That makes up for everything. But jokes aside, he was a really, really good player. The guy's rapid. He's an absolute speed machine. He can improve a little bit when it comes to the tackling, but do you know what? For a general player to have in the team, especially remembering, guys, we've only just got to the Premier League, he has done incredibly well and is a fantastic option. And he's now wanted by a Saudi team, so money could be coming our way. On the free, we get a man that's worth 40 million in Bodu, a player who is just going to score a lot of goals, and he does. 13 goals, 5 assists. Now, we didn't sell Campbell, but there were better striker options on the market that I know of used before in Liam Delap and this guy as well. And they don't prove me wrong, you know. They played a little bit as a striker partnership, and based off what I've seen so far, I never lied to you guys. I'm going to be surprised if we go down. Because we also get on the free Brian Gill. You can banter him all you want, but when he comes on the free and he picks up 11 goal contributions, I'm going to take it because he actually looks like a good player. I know, I've said it. He can play on the left, can play on the right. He's got the pace. He can put a ball in. He's got good dribbling, good first touch, good flair. He's actually quite a good player. Is he in the Guinness World Record books for the best player in the world? Of course he's not. But for a free player, I'm going to take it. And he took up pretty much the remainder of my budget, but we still had enough to loan in one man. That man is going to be Juma Bar from Man City. Now, we had an option to buy him for 70 million after. We're not going to do it however well he's done, and he has done quite well. We simply can't afford it, but for a bit of a security window for Season 1, I don't mind it. He's never going to be part of the team forever. Maybe years down the line he could be, but for now, he won't be. But for a 21-year-old, he might be the next best thing. I'm going to be honest. And the Premier League, we do stay up. We do finish in 14th place. We also do lose 20 games. Are they bad games? There's 5 goals conceded there, 4 goals, 5-1, 4-3, 4-3. It's not too pretty, and I tell you what, it's not exactly loads of points from us even going down. So the teams going down are Brentford, Wolves and Ipswich. So it does mean that potentially we can go and nab some of their players. Now, Manchester United in 11th as well. Chelsea only 1 place above us. It's a bit of a scrappy season for everyone. But I guess we done what we needed to do. It never seems pretty finishing in 14th, but I've got to remember we were relegation favourites. We are still in the Premier League, so that will do really good for the money side. And obviously them players that we brought in did make all the difference. Now, you've already seen the cups, as you can see. The main aim was to stay up. Would it have been a nice, sweet spot if we got to a final? Yeah, of course it would, but sadly, that's not going to be the case. Money-wise, we are going to have a budget of £86 million. The debts and loans is a little bit in there now because I know we had quite a big transfer window, but clearly it worked. We did stay up. Now, players. Let's just see, because the front two absolutely cooked. Campbell, 18 and 7. So this man can do it in the Premier League. Proven me wrong, and for anyone back home that does wonder it, he can do it in the Premier League. The rest of the team is looking quite quiet, and even the likes of Gill, who I said was a great player, he is a great player, but when we're going to start winning Premier League titles, I'm going to call this very early doors. You'll see 20 and 15, 30 on something. The wingers will be scoring loads of goals, assisting loads of goals, and simply at the moment, we're not there. But we're only in our first real season in the Premier League, so let's keep ourselves calm. And this money can still be put almost anywhere. I would say I don't need to go and sign any more strikers this window, potentially not even wingers. You could have the argument I now need to go and sign another centre-back to replace Barr. Midfield player would not be a bad idea either. The possibilities are endless. That's why I love these 10-year rebuilds. Well, it's a step backwards in the FA Cup, my people, because we are going to go out in the 4th round, this time to Southampton. So no quarter-final action for us this year. The Carabao Cup, not angry by who we went out to, just angry that we got them so early. Man City beat us 2-1 in the 3rd round. So far, English Cups, they're a no-go zone. Now, I've gone big. I've got the instalment book out just for this player. The rest of it was done in full transfer budget mode. This player was tempting because I've never signed him. He looks really good. He wanted to join as well, and he can play left, right, if we ever change formation, through the middle. Very technical. Reminds me a bit of a Bernardo Silva. I'm going to throw that out there. He cost me 44 million. 14 goal contributions, I feel, is very, very good for his first season. Not only for us, but his first time in England. And to be honest with you, yes, it's a lot of money to spend, but we have got ourselves now well, he's world class for us. This is this man in midfield. It is going to be Andy Diouf, coming in from Fulham for £32 million. Now, he come in and just dropped a great average rating, a few goal contributions as well. The guy's an absolute man mountain. Very good physically, good mentally, good technically, and our first quality midfield player. He's on the market. I'm having him. Ousmane Diomande is going to come in for 29 million. Rock solid, you know what you get with him every single time. Perfectionist, young, quick, strong, compassable. He is the complete package. And I look now at this window and I look at a world-class winger. I look at a very good central midfield player, DM, whatever you wish to say, and a world-class centre-back. And I'm going to say it now. We've got into the top 7. I believe it. I believe it. Oh my god. Well, this is worrying because we finished below 15th. I'm making sure the game's not bugged here. We finished 16th place. We were 4 points off being relegated, with what I'm going to say is a very strong transfer window. We are 4 points off being relegated. That is really not good. That's really not good. I was not expecting that. That always worries me because obviously it loads up like this and oh, that is way too close to home for me. That is not good to see. And it would have stayed in the video. We would have gone back down to the championship. Let's go and see what's happened. Who has played badly? What's gone on? I mean, the team on paper... That team on paper to me is a really good team. Not winning the league good, but it's definitely top 10 worthy in my opinion. Maybe the centre-backs. I mean, I will say we did change it a little bit. I went a little bit more sort of generic and had the ball playing defenders level because we are now in the Premier League. Want it to be a bit more sensible. But it's actually made it potentially a little bit worse, which I do not expect at all. But that's a season I don't want to talk about. No player really lit the league alight, obviously. And as a team, we are the 3rd worst at conceding and the 9th best at scoring. That is not a season to remember. That is absolutely diabolical. Now, luckily, the board has been nothing but flawless with us. We've got 72 million to spend. The debts are somewhat under control as well. And I didn't want to go and have a big window because we have been doing that, to be honest. 104 million, 51 million. Yes, we've earned the right to spend it, but I wanted a quiet window. I now can't afford to take that risk. Oh, something may have flipped because we are going to be in a Carabao Cup final against Newcastle and we look pretty hot on the sticks here. Through into Bodo, he's going to go through and make it 1-0 and you might get a sneak glimpse of the transfers because of course we are showing it in a new format right now. The question is, can you spot them? Because I am not going to be pointing them out. As Campbell is going to play through, I'm not going to say his name. Let's see if you're paying attention. A great second goal there in the 90th minute and there's going to be time for one more goal. And I'm not going to say his name, but there we have it. The new man, that's what it's going to be referred to. He's going to play a big part in this game. That would have been a penalty. Brian Gill. This is a very interesting camera angle, but I'll take it. A 3-0 win. As we also go on to win the FA Cup. What is going on? These signings have cooked. That is incredible. 2 finals, 2 trophies. Had a sneak glimpse, wouldn't you? Come on, you had a sneak glimpse. We are going to sign Sewell, coming in from AS Roma for £10 million. He didn't actually do incredible in the Premier League, but the cup impact he had was absolutely nuts. So do you know what? I'm going to accept that as a good season. He didn't cost me much money. He's worth now treble that. So a very good addition. Quite quiet in the Premier League, but the cups... He turned it up a level. We also got a big goalkeeper in Jonas Erbig, coming in from Bayern for £26 million. And again, it was a very, very late signing, failed to get game time. But to be honest with you, he actually wouldn't get in the best 11 by the actual game standard. So it wasn't that much of a loss. But at least we know from next season onwards, we have got our first team goalkeeper. A player that was registered in time is going to be Jack Hillswood, coming in from Brighton for £21 million. Consistent, elegant, versatile. He is the English dream. Can play, what is that? 6 positions. The guy's an absolute beast. I love him to bits and always a go-to signing. And it's big improvements all round. Just a handful of signings, well under a handful, 3 signings have pushed us up into the top 4. Where we are going to tie points with Chelsea. The battle for top 4 is probably one of the most intense battles I have seen in a long time, because you have got, in an 8-point region, you have got Arsenal, Villa, Liverpool, United, Tottenham and Chelsea. A very, very tight battle in that regard. Liam Delap and Myron are going to be in the top goal scoring ranks. Gil, Marquez are going to be your top assisters. So we are now really laying a foundation down in English football in season number 4. This is where we have come to life. Money-wise, we are going to have a budget of 75 million. The debts and loans, we have now got a bit of debt because someone's been spending money. But I will say last window, I didn't show you the end result, I don't think. It wasn't ridiculous, it was under budget. But we are now going to potentially have to have a few more windows like that to get the books back onto our side, because we did have a big window. This is the window that done that, by the way, because it was quite an expensive window. But I mean, I look at the team on paper right now. We're going to put Urbig in. He actually does get in now. We've got a lot of wanted players. Urbig wanted by Al Nassr, Urasek wanted by Al Hilal, he's wanted by Al Ahly, he's wanted by Al Hilal, Delap wanted by Brighton, West Ham, Al Ahly. We've got someone retiring in Robinson, obviously the left-sided centre-back come left-back. Wanted in Seoul by Al Ahly. Davies is retiring, a bit of a, well, a big rotation goalkeeper. Yeah, we've got it all going on at Sheffield, it seems. But, I mean, the team on paper, I really, really like. And I think, I look at it, my eyes might be sort of thinking another centre-back to be brought in. But I would say, obviously, we are in the Champions League next season. We're not aiming to win it. I'd love to, but it's not realistic. We're aiming to just see how we can do in it without, hopefully, sabotaging our performance too much in the Premier League. But we do need to sign players, but I'm going to do my best to try and keep it out of budget again, just to get the balances looking a bit more healthy. Can't believe what I'm seeing. We're in a Champions League final against Barcelona, and it is not looking good, by the way, just to make that very clear. We're 1-0 down in 60 seconds, but we have made it to a final. We are in Budapest in a final, and we're about to score a goal. It's a great ball in, and it's a very interesting clearance. We're going to win the ball back, though, here. Marquez cutting inside. Go on, have a crack. What is the keeper doing? We're going to take it. We're back in the game, 1-1. Hang on a second. Right, park the bus, everyone turn into a centre-back. Lock off the front line. Oh, I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's the last highlight, the last goal. Burrows, Bodu, little touch inside, go on. Champions League winners in Season 5. What have I just seen? But it gets better. We also win the FA Cup. Is this already the quadruple winning season? Champions League, FA Cup. My heart's beating 10 to the dozen here. Then it gets sad. A 3-0 loss in the Community Shield, but we can't be too greedy. It's a good job we're not greedy, because we get knocked out in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup against Leicester. I'm going to go see what happened in that Champions League. I've got to see. So, we beat Barcelona 3-1. The semi-final, we beat Chelsea 3-2. So a very, very close game, it has to be said. The quarter-finals, 7-5 over Manchester City. The round of 16, 3-1 over PSG. And looking at some of these players, a big player that we did bring in that I will now show you is going to be Kilshkoy. This guy was brought in, and he is bagged in the Premier League as well. Now, we don't know what we've done in the Premier League, but him alone has done wonders. Now, he did cost me £56 million, so me having a quiet window goes out the window when I see players like this available. But if we've done well in the Premier League, do you know what? Forget that. We've won the Champions League. Whatever has happened, it was worth the money. Yeah, it is worth the money. We nearly won the Premier League. We were 1 point, well, we weren't the same points. We were a handful of points off goal difference winning the Premier League. So that is absolutely incredible. These signings have done wonders, and they have worked really, really strong. So let me go and show you the people that done that, because what a season. And I mean, what a season. So you saw Kilshkoy, the forward man. This is the centre-back we brought in that actually was in the Champions League highlights in Mataro, coming in from Lazio for 26.5 million. He not only has a great Champions League display and final important goal, he has a great Premier League season. These signings have worked out amazing. And we also pick up this guy on the free who does play a lot of games in the Premier League, drops a great average rating, wasn't too active in the cup games. He played a few, but not exactly loads in like the English Cups. But he just looked like a really good option, and he cost me nothing. Players going out as well, and it does include Tyrese Campbell, because we got offered £10 million, and you've got to take it when you can get it. He's a man that, you know, we brought in essentially on the free. He's done his bit for the club, but I want him to actually have a good career, and I simply can't offer him the game time anymore. So that's going to be 10 million in the bank. We then get 2.9 million for Tom Davies. The guy didn't work out. The guy simply did not work out, it has to be said. We get 6.2 million here coming in for Gustavo Hammer. To be honest with you, I thought he was a good player, but he didn't want to stay at the club, so I said, goodbye. You can go to the Championship and play for Brentford. Have fun over there. And also we get money for this man at the back in £8 million overall. He's just a bit sluggish and he is getting older. So we did generate £25 million. So we actually didn't overspend at all, despite spending fairly big on these two players, because we did sell to afford some of these players. So a really good season in my opinion. And where do we go from here? Well, money-wise, we are going to have 79 million. As for the team, I couldn't be proud. Liam Delap's a Champions League winner, you know. Brian Gill's a Champions League winner. And we're now seeing that sort of what I said would happen. 12 and 19, 19 and 23, 48 and 10, 33 and 11. I'm inventing words. That's how happy I am. 1 and 8 coming in for Eurosec at left back. The bench absolutely popping. This team is something special, so I've got to make sure I bring in the right faces so I don't ruin it. We love a Wembley appearance. We're going to be in the FA Cup final again against Liverpool, and apparently we're getting off to a great start with Kilskoy going through and making it 1-0 inside of 31 minutes. But on this occasion, Liverpool bounced back about 90 seconds after. Szoboszlai back into Frimpong, their new man, back into Szoboszlai, plenty of space inside, and it is an own goal, I believe. Never a nice goal to concede, and Liverpool now ride the momentum. Osterwolde down the left-hand side, plenty of space. A very interesting signing, a very good signing to bring in. And they appear to have signed Osimhen and Dusan up front. So, very good signings. They currently lead this final. But if you know one thing about this Sheffield team, we turn up in finals and Antonio Silva just gets bullied, and that was a shot, but Delap takes it as a cross. We're back into the game at 2-2. There's one more goal to become hopefully a winner, and we are. A new man, Duranville, there's a little spoiler, down the left-hand side, is going to drill it back inside, and it's lucky, but we've got to take it, a 3-2 win. The World Cup is not going to end in glory, though. We do lose in, I can't be too angry because we've won so many English Cups, right? I can't be too annoyed. But on the day Liverpool were a little bit too strong, we are going to lose 2-0 in the quarterfinals. As for the Champions League, we don't win it back-to-back, which again, I can't be annoyed about, but I am very happy with how consistent we are showing how good we are. I mean, we get to a semi-final, which is quite a far stage in that Champions League competition, and the fact that we have now played it twice, won the final, even got to the final, and now got to the semi-finals, we might just be Champions League. We might be the powerhouse of the Champions League. When we get a fully built team, we might win it back-to-back years, and I mean that. But then we develop what I like to call the bottle gene. We are going to lose the Community Shield again. That is now 2 times back-to-back, 3-1 over Man City, who have made the bold decision to sign Darwin Núñez. And the bottle gene strikes again. We are going to lose 3-2 to Liverpool in the UEFA Super Cup, which hopefully won't be the only chance we get to win it. The players we brought in to hopefully achieve that Premier League title started off with Julian Duranville. He comes in for 63 million, but he returns me a Great Cup final appearance and 22 goal contributions, which is more than I can ask for, to be honest. He is a great player, very versatile on the left and on the right, and we are now slowly building up this team from very good to what I'd like to actually say world class. This guy might not have the 5-star ability, but he's got the 5-star attributes. Harry Hall, that might be one of the most English, well, Welsh names I have seen. He is going to come in from Sunderland for 19 million, 36 appearances, 1 goal, 3 assists, 7.25 average rating at central midfield, well, DM. Now, he was brought in as a backup because we lack young backup players that are sort of eventually going to take over the reins. And when I saw this guy, physically, he's a demon. Mentally, he's a demon. Technically, room for improvement, but he's 20, so I took that as a chance to get a player on the, not on the free, but for very little money, and turn him into an absolute monster. And for 27 million, we pick up a hybrid of DM come centre-back, and he actually plays 35 games. I think played in the DM role because he also picked up 4 assists and 4 goals. Not saying centre-backs can't do that, but just logically thinking, he probably played in the right side of the DM positions. And again, the guy's mental. 19 jumper, 19 fitness, great stamina, great work rate, great determination, great tackling, great technique. A perfectionist wonder kid who's 20. The guy is a monster, and what an improvement to the team. We are getting close now. Teams are getting nervous. That is now 2 years back to back. We're runners up in the Premier League. We are knocking on the door of that Premier League title. Urbig is going to be the second most clean sheets. Duranville joint first assists. Delap joint first with Haaland when it comes to the goal. Liam Delap, a round of applause because he is going, I'm going to say it, underappreciated. 187 appearances, 101 goals. The guy is an absolute monster, and I will be giving him a new contract because I do not want to leave him. Leave him? Lose him. But that is going to be another season wrapped up where we are going to take home 2 trophies. We could have taken home 4. We bottled 2 finals. We're not going to dwell on that too much. This project is coming along at a really, really good rate. And to strengthen it, we are going to have a budget of 64 million. Limited wage budget, but we can get around that by hopefully, well, getting some more money, or we can offload some people. That's the debate. Who are we going to offload? Well, contract-wise, let's worry about 2031 and upwards. So, go. Hingelschwood has got to stay. Go. Delap's got to stay. Su's got to stay. Cabore's got to stay. Gil's got to stay. Myron's got to stay. Tom can go. Urasek can stay. Gribic can go, he's 35. Burrows can go as well. Probably like a 60-40 split then. In players we're keeping, 60%, 40 players are going. This is going to be active this window. We are off to Rome for another Champions League final, this time against the Mighty Blues in Chelsea. And we are going to go, I believe, 1-0 up there. And that is a great start inside of 8 minutes. And I will say this is a blockbuster game with bags of action. Diamande finds Keita, plenty of space on the ball, into Delap, into Marquay, goes through, and that is going to be 2 inside of 25 minutes. And surely Sheffield are going to come out on top. Well, you could say that, until Chelsea, with a freshly signed Frankie de Jong, find Reece James, a great ball in, and Ferguson picks up a very, very awkward goal to concede, currently 2-1 as we approach the second half. Chelsea then go and find a way to get the most scrappy goal possible in the 80th minute, which pushes this game through to extra time. And let me tell you now, it's just getting started. Bodu steps up into the bottom right. This is going to be more like it. That is going to be 3-2. The action, relentless. Constantly relentless. Rodriguez down the left-hand side. Plenty of space back inside. 3-3. Oh, we've got a game. We have got a game in our hands right now. Let me tell you that. Tom Cannon comes on. Tom Cannon is in the Champions League final. Keita on the ball. Bodu through. Finish it. There we go. 4-3. This game is like, it's literally like a clock. It's ticking either way. It is going all over the gaff. Chelsea messing about with the ball at the back. Su, what is going on? We're going to take advantage. Back inside. Gil into Bodu. 5-3. Please do not bottle it. For the first time in ages, we've got a nice cushion again. Do not bottle it. Keita into Hall. Over the top. Into Gil. Cut it inside. Go on. Cut it inside. Tom Cannon, 6-3, Champions League winners again, as we also go on to win the FA Cup 5-2 over Bristol City, making that 4 times back-to-back. The bottle gene has come back as we lose 1-0 against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. The bottle gene, I'm not going to stop that, has come in 5-1. Community Shield, we just can't win. 3 runners-up medals. Put them in the bin. But what we don't bottle is going to be this, the Premier League. Finally, we're going to be winners by 1 point. Incredibly close, okay? But we get the job done, and it is now the season where our goalkeeper gets the most clean sheets. Liam Delap's in there with the goals, alongside a Kilshkoy. We've got Duranville, we've got João Marquez. We have got incredible players that are putting on a display. And I think it's now time to go and see the players that we brought in that have made this dream happen, because that makes up for our first treble-winning season. Signing one is going to be Diego Leon, coming in from Manchester United as a left-back who initially was brought in for backup, but done a fantastic job at left-back. And after sort of a few performances, I locked him in because he was absolutely cooking the Premier League. You saw the man in the highlights. You wouldn't have guessed he played right back though, because the guy was playing as a right wing. He is so attacking and so good. Now, he was quite expensive. £27 million, 2 goals, 9 assists. A really good attacking wing back with lightning speed, great stamina, great agility, great balance, good crossing, good tackling. The perfect right back, really. And Will Jones, another Welshman in the team, coming in from Bournemouth for 33 million. Didn't play as many games as what I thought. He was registered, you can see that, but he didn't play as many as what I thought. Now, this guy looks really strong, but clearly just not quite good enough to get into the team. So he didn't actually have the impact that I actually thought he was going to do. But as a team, you can see Leon there getting locked in, 6 and 17, a great time for him. And the team on paper now, it features currently 3 new gens already in 2030. So we are getting the new gens in. We have got such a good attacking line. The bench is cooking, doing really, really well. Just off the bench, you've got Bodu, 17 and 4, Sewell, 10 and 11, Brian Gill, 10 and 17. So anyone that doubted Brian Gill, he has proven you wrong as a starter and as a rotation player. And as for the first team, where do I even begin? It's absolutely incredible. Now, the job's not done. It is done in terms of winning the Premier League, the Champions League, but I've just seen my team win a treble. My head doesn't go success. My head goes quadruple. That's what we now look to chase. And to chase that, we are going to have a budget of 71 million. The debts and loans, it's a bit of debt, but it's not ridiculous. We can easily clear that by the end of the video. By the way, if you're still watching, firstly, thank you. Be sure to leave a like. It is completely free. But let's cue the next season after what can only be described as, well, quite literally a history-making season. We are now up to a 5-star reputation. We have got 2 Champions Leagues. We've also got a Club World Championship, so let's not forget that. Oh, we're doing well. Oh, another chance to win that Super Cup, this time against Juventus. So I will say Juventus are not an easy team to beat, but we get off to a great start in 15 minutes with an absolute lashing strike from Duranville inside of the Big 15. We're then going to go again with Coulson on the ball, plenty of space, taking it out wide, taking his time, toying with the backline. And look at that for a ball in. Mateu, who is a new man, into the top left-hand corner. And that is going to be 2 in 21 minutes as we look to go again just before the second half begins. Keita taking his time into the new man. Down the right-hand side, Delap squares it. Simply lovely. A 3-0 lead in the first half. And there is still action to come. Juventus crumble. We are going to take not only the lead, but we are going to destroy them. Coulson, down the left, goes alone. 4-0. Is it game? Is it game? No, it's not. There is time for one last goal in the 83rd minute, and it's got to come from us again. This will end in a 5-0 thumping. As we also finally win the Community Shield on penalties. I mean, we have lost it 3 years back to back, so it's nice to win it. FA Cup isn't quite the same success. A 3rd round exit against City. Our new man Marvin on the right hand side has really come to light. In the Carabao Cup final, it was him. He was everything. There was 2 goals. He gets both of them. He's feeling greedy, and I absolutely love it because it's another trophy won, and what an entrance. We could have shocked the world here. We get to another Champions League final where sadly we do lose, but I tell you what, we have not yet had a disappointing Champions League display. We have got, well, we've won it 2 times. We've been in the final 3 out of 4 years, and we've won it twice. That is some return. We have won the Premier League and we can show off 2 of our new signings. Now, firstly, the Premier League had a 15-point gap. We are absolutely cooking England. Now, this man Marvin, Magical Marvin I'm going to call him, coming in from Anderlecht, we popped the release clause of 25 million, 30 goal contributions in the Premier League alone. This guy is an animal, can play pretty much only on the right. He's rapid, great agility, great crossing, great dribbling, great first touch, great composure, great finishing, great determination, great flair. an elite winger at 22. That's just one of our new signings, because also another name that I have to tell you about is Coulson, coming in at left back, a serious left back who I had to get because now we've got him and Leon. This guy is the complete package. 14 assists in his first Premier League season, cost me £28 million. These are the type of players that turn a club from a club to an absolute dynasty. They really are. And there's still players to talk about. As we also spend 14 million on another midfield option in Aidan Owen. To be honest with you, not the best player in the world, but he done okay. You know, he's not really meant to be a first team player. He probably will be replaced before this video ends. But if he carries on dropping pretty consistent performances, he's got the potential. So it's in his hands. 35 million, we pick up another centre-back in Rentes. Coming in from Benfica, does very well in the Premier League and just gives us another centre-back option. One with a bit more pace, though, is what we're needed, and he obviously covers that. Great mentally, also good when it comes to the defensive side, but not that strong at heading compared to his partner. But he makes up for it by having the pace. So finding that nice little balance. Now, we do go and lose 2 players on the free. Lewis Fuller is going to get a move there. He goes to Burnley, the American, and also David is going to finally move on. The man that we did sign at left back, he has done his job quite well, it has to be said. We spent 15 million. Yes, I know we've lost that money now, but we drained every game possible from him. So he has done a great job. A big window for a big team now. Look at a team that has just realistically won 1 trophy, 2 trophies, 4 trophies in 1 season. You know, it's not the quadruple because the Community Shield, or sorry, the Super Cup's in there. But I mean, it's still 4 trophies in 1 season. And oh boy, considering we have still got 2 seasons left, this is getting quite scary for the opposition. This team is incredible. By far one of the best I've built. And it's clear the curse has been broken because we're now going to go back-to-back in the Community Shield, making it 2 times in 2 years against that fierce rivalry. That's nice to see. FA Cup, we also are going to win. I feel like we've watched our fair share of FA Cup highlights, so I thought I'd show you this way, a 4-0 blitzing over Brentford. And our first disappointment in the Champions League. Now, it sounds quite harsh because we're still Sheffield United, but we have been flawless, really, in this competition. But this time, a round of 16 exit on penalties. Now, it's an awful way to go out. Now, the question is, did we not do well in the league phase? Okay. Yeah, we done all right. We done okay. Carabao Cup, again, not really that great. A 2-1 loss. I mean, yeah, all of the teams we could have played against, we get United. I mean, Portsmouth, Bristol, Sheffield, give me one of them. But we make up for the small disappointments by winning another Premier League title. Another Premier League title. A 14-point advantage. And we've got a certain man to talk about. That is going to be Stephen Hudson, coming in as an elite bagsman. And I mean elite. From Everton, he cost me 60 million, but the guy nearly scored a goal a game. 31 goals, 3 assists. That is pretty much a goal contribution every game, because some of these he would have come on as a sub, I imagine. 7.36 average rating. And I don't know what to say. I mean, the guy is one of the best finishers in the league by quite some distance. He is quite literally the top goal scorer. Rasmus Højlund's up there, which is quite interesting. Jonas Erbig, second most clean sheets. Wateu Duranville in the assists. I mean, this team has pleasantly surprised me. There's probably only like a couple of transfers that I would say weren't clear improvements that haven't really worked out. I'd say 90% of the transfers we have done have been nothing but successful. So let's go and see the rest of the transfers. Low spending window, because apart from Hudson, this is the only other player. Nicholas Ferrer coming in from Bromby for 2.2 million. He only played 3 games because he is literally a backup goalkeeper. But that's pretty much it, guys. 62 million. Underspending, but overperforming. Now, as we approach to the last season, we have got a budget of £213 million. Now, I've checked my transfers. Nobody's been sold, so that is pure spending power. Debts and loans, and net debt is definitely there. Don't know how it's got up there, unless there's new owners that are put. Someone tell me about that. A bank loan has been taken quite clearly. That must be down to the owners, because I have done nothing dodgy here. That's a fair bit of net debt, so yeah. I might go down the path of leaving you with a good team, and you've got to be a bit quiet, because that's quite... There's some numbers there. Champions League. We do get past the round of 16 and we batter Inter Milan 4-1. Moving on to the quarterfinals, 6-2 over Tottenham, so already looking a lot better. The semi-finals, get in. Another Champions League final. This would be my dream send-off, because we have been so good in this competition. And one goal to decide the Champions League in a game of 13 yellow cards against Manchester United. It is got to be none other than Hudson. Champions League winners again. Meaning we have won the Champions League 3 times, which with Sheffield is absolutely fantastic. This competition will always be close to my heart now. What a rebuild for the Champions League. It's beautiful. It really is. What's not as nice is a 3rd round exit against Manchester United, but I guess we took their Champions League. They can progress in the FA Cup. Now, the FA Cup was actually strong for us. We won it 4 years on the bounce and then another season. So 5 times, and we did not lose a single final. So if we got to the final, we won it every single year. Carabao Cup also, I mean, this is really bad actually. We lose to Bolton on penalties in the 3rd round. This competition I don't think we were as strong in. We weren't. So we won it 2 times out of 3 finals. Definitely not as good as the FA Cup. This trophy haunted me. I mean, we lose it in the last season against Tottenham. This little spell here, winning it back-to-back, made up for it a little bit. But our win rate in this final is shocking. We are going to sign off in style by winning the Premier League for the last season. That is now 4 years on the bounce after 2 runners-up. And that, look at the clear progression. 3rd place, second, win, 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 win. That is what I like to call the perfect up arrow. We are doing and have done such a good job. I'm actually quite sad to end the journey here. And I will say, I would genuinely, definitely if you're on the Patreon, go and get this rebuild file, because there is still so much potential. This is probably the most I've actually felt attached to a save. Just a lot of the players I feel like have done... They've basically come in and either had massive cup final games, very good debut seasons. I've got a bit of a bond with this save. I'm partly tempted to carry this on into a 20-year one. Like, genuinely, I might come back and revisit this at some point, because this has been a very good rebuild. And what a way to sign out with the Premier League title. So our last season is going to be 2 trophies, but it's not a bad thing at all. I mean, reputation's perfect now. Training facilities remain the same, and we have just done a great job in adding trophies to this club. I mean, we've now got 3 Champions Leagues, 5 Premier Leagues, 1 Club World Cup, 1 UEFA Super Cup, 9 English FA Cups, 1 Sky Bet Championship, 2 Carabao Cups, 2 Community Shields, 1 Sky Bet League 1, 1 Sky Bet League 2. That's amazing. That is really, really good. Now, money-wise, you are going to have a budget of 171 million. Your net debt has been halved. So this is actually not that serious. I'm going to be honest with you. It's really not that deep. That will naturally just go. But if you are worried about it, I have left you with a team that can be what I like to just call rerun. You can go over and literally use this team, because we did go and make some signings towards the end, so I'll go and show you them right now. We went and spent 250 million, so I can show you like this because they're all new gens. You're not going to have a single clue who is who. So let's just go through and talk about them. So the first signing from West Ham was actually George Edwards. He come in as a right back and also centre back option. Another Welshman in the team, make that 3. We like a bit of Welshman in the team. He come in and actually had a great season. 13 goals, 3 player of the matches, and I believe played a bit of right back to go and push on to get those goals, because he actually boasts 14 composure. So the guy doesn't miss when he gets in front of goal. The guy knows what he's doing. We then go and spend 49 million from a play from Celta Vigo in João Manuel Yanez, who is a good option in midfield. Again, similar to the man from Southampton, was brought in as a backup midfield player, actually dominated the spotlight. A really strong performance, a player for the future. You've got pretty much 8-9 years of this guy, so you have been future-proofed very, very nicely here. And that's only with just 2 players. Going on from Inter Milan, we are going to pick up Federico. A pretty pricey man, it's got to be said. He makes up a big part of this window. Another left back. I like wing backs, as you can probably tell. Some call me the English Pep Guardiola. I do like a wing back. But this guy was brought in because of the ability to play both roles. And because he's a little bit younger. So he's actually one for the future, but currently a rotation player, and he suited that really, really well. I know it's a lot of money to spend on a rotation player, but for good potential, young, good hybrid players, you spend big money. That's just how football is. Next up, we are going to go to Miguel Angel, coming in from Real Hispalis, £83 million again on a left midfield player. Now this guy, an elite winger at 25, he is incredible. He is such a good assisting winger. That means probably not known for his finishing too much, although he did score 7 goals, but as you can see, 14 assists, so 21 goal contributions. Again, a player here for 7-8 years, just for you to have fun with. And lastly, 15 million, a release clause job, is going to be Paulo, who wasn't even registered in the Premier League, but you can use him next year, and he is pre-built, pretty much like an Endrick vibe, you know. This guy from Palmeiras as well, a perfect comparison. You have got the team to go and absolutely cause chaos. Now, if you do want to go over and get the rebuild file and the tactic, you can go and do it. Now is probably the best time because there is 30% off for any new members. The tactic is still somewhat the same as the start, but there are key changes. So a few of the player roles changed. The midfield was mainly the issue, to be honest. As for the defensive line, we did end up going higher as the team got better. But I think the point that you guys were making, which I am so grateful for, by the way, is don't start every rebuild with a meta 4-2-3-1, which we're now not doing, and it seems like you guys love that, that's why I'm here. You guys don't enjoy the videos, there's no point in me uploading. My enjoyment comes out of seeing you guys say good video or Josh good video, but you could have done this. I like that. That's what I've built this entire brand off. Your feedback. So if you've got any feedback, please do let me know in the comments. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Your challenge: win 5 trophies in one season. Best of luck. Catch you in the next one.